Hey boys, it's Indy. In this video, I'm going to cover the most effective ways to heal on a Resto Druid. Let's jump into this. The first healing style on Resto Druids that I'm going to be covering is something that I like to call Soul Germ Gen. Now this is a very common healing style in Warlords for Resto Druids, and it makes use of the level 60 talent Soul of the Forest, and the level 100 talent Germination, as well as the ability called Genesis. Now, Soul of the Forest makes it so that when you Swift Mend, it increases the healing of your next rejuvenation by 100%, and Germination makes it so you can have 2 rejuvenations on the same target and increases the duration by 3 seconds. Genesis consumes all of the rejuvenation effects from party or raid members within 60 yards of a target, and it applies Genesis to each target. Now, Genesis is basically a short 3-second heal over time effect that heals for the same amount as the entire rejuvenation effects combined. So what this means is if you have 2 rejuvenations on yourself and you pop Genesis, it condenses those 2 rejuvenations into one hot that heals for a pretty fair amount. The reason why you take Soul of the Forest and Germination for this Genesis heal tactic is so that you get the 100% increase healing on rejuvenation. So I'm going to do this in an arena match and I'm going to show you some examples, but first let's do it really slowed down so you can understand what to do. The first thing you're going to want to do is pop a rejuvenation on yourself. Then you're going to want to pop a Swift Mend, and then another Rejuvenation, and then you're going to pop Genesis. So, Rejuve, Swift Mend, second Rejuve, and then Genesis. And you should see, I'm outside of the arena right now, so the heals are not as strong as they would be inside the arena, but I'm going to show you that in a skirmish right now. Okay guys, I want you to pay close attention to the abilities I'm using and when I use them. So we open up, I get a full line of hots up on him, I Rejuve, Swiftmend, Rejuve, and get a Life Bloom. I didn't Genesis because he wasn't taking enough damage to warrant it, and I figured I'd save it for maybe now. I come over here and proc it at the last second, just to make sure I got it off. Now, sometimes I don't need the 100% increased healing from Soul of the Forest, so I'll just Rejuve twice and then Swiftmend, or I'll Rejuve twice and then I'll Genesis. Also notice, whenever I don't have Swiftmend up, I'm rejuving and doing other things in between my other rejuve and the first one. So I'll rejuve Life Bloom rejuve, I'll rejuve Cenarian Ward rejuve, and then Genesis, because Swiftmend is on a 15-second cooldown, so you can't always be using it. But yeah, this is just an arena example of how to use it in arena. The second method of healing that I'm going to cover is very useful for fighting melee cleaves or something very bursty where you're going to need a lot of instant heals. For this, don't take Soul of the Forest, but take Incarnation Tree of Life instead, and keep Germination. Now, Incarnation Tree of Life increases armor by 120%, increases healing done by 15%, it makes you immune to poly, and the functionality of Rejuve, Wild Growth, Regrowth, and Entangling Roots is enhanced. If you keep Germination, this means that you can pop Tree of the Life Rejuvenations, 2 of them on a target, and then Genesis Germination those. So I'm fighting a Ret Feral, and you guys know that this is a very strong melee cleave, so my Rogue opens on the Ret, and the Ret bops the opener, and then they both swap onto me and get me to half health, below half health, before I even get a hot on myself. So I jump into Tree form and start spamming Regrowths on myself. Now, Regrowth is a really strong heal, it's just like a Swiftmend, however it has no cooldown, especially when you're in Tree you can just spam it for days. It does kill your mana, but it helps you survive bursty teams. Sometimes Tree form might not be enough, so you might want to use Barkskin or Iron Bark on yourself as well. Make sure you use Rejuvenation as well, because your Rejuvenation heal is increased by a lot while you're in Tree form. The third method of healing that I'm going to cover is really effective against teams that have a lot of offensive dispels like God Comp, Beast Cleave, anything in the sorts. At level 100, take Rampant Growth, and Rampant Growth makes it so Swiftmend now consumes Regrowth or Rejuvenation, but it has no cooldown. This pairs really well with Incarnation Tree of Life because of the instant cast Regrowths. This basically makes it so you will get reliable burst heals without focusing on Genesis, Regrowth, Rejuvenation, or anything of those sorts. All you have to do is get a hot up for 1 second, and then you can cast Swiftmend. So as long as you have a hot up, just for 1 second, you'll be able to cast Swiftmends reliably. So I'm on my Resto Druid here, playing with a Ret Pally, and we're fighting double Death Knights. Now double Death Knights have double Icy Touch Purge glyphs. So that means that they're going to have a lot of purges, so I decided to go Rampant Growth for this game. I know they're going to switch to me, so I'm also Tree form. Now, I'm over here, I'm trying to get rid of his Remorseless Winter by shifting away and power shifting his slows. Over here by myself, I'm able to start casting Rejuve Swiftmend to keep myself up against these two melees who both have kicks. Over here, though, because they are a melee cleave, I am going to have to pop Tree Form here, and I start spamming Regrowths on myself. Pretty soon here, I use Swiftmend as well, because I can spam Regrowth Swiftmend, just as I could spam Rejuve Swiftmend outside of Tree Form, except there's a lot more healing with this way. Regardless, I was able to keep myself and my team alive long enough for us to get a kill on one of the melee, which is really all your job as a healer is anyway. Thank you guys so much. Please subscribe if you liked this video. Leave a thumbs up and a comment for feedback, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Much love, boys. This is Indy.
Step into the arena this holiday season and battle for a chance to win fame and fortune in the Good Gaming $10,000 Hearthstone Heroes of Warcraft Amateur Open. Get a limited silver membership for just $5 and reserve your seat in an epic online tournament for gamers of all skill levels. Go to goodgaming.com and sign up to become a member. Qualifying rounds start December 19th, 2014, and tournament finals are held December 21st. Win your share of $10,000 in cash and prizes. What are you waiting for? Become a Good Gaming member today. Good Gaming. Revolutionize your game.